now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all you need. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful 24-year-old influential fashion designer who was born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, now living in L.A., and he started with a mechanical engineering degree, and he's had a passion for fashion, began a quest at the age of 18, and he's got his own line of clothing. He's been such a huge influence as his goods have been worn by En Vogue, Laura Marano, Gretchen Rossi, Mackenzie Ziegler, Holly Robinson Keat, and Jalen Barron, and many more. And you've been featuring Cosmopolitan, L'Officiel, and Marie Claire. And I mean, just an amazing design that he has, and being showcased in a lot of places. And of course, what you see is what you get. The next, I guess you could say, Calvin Klein of all America right here. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Los Angeles, the influential fashion designer, the next best thing, and I'm going to buy his goods afterwards, Jonathan Marc Stein. Jonathan, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's our pleasure. It's fantastic having you on. And you're 24 years old, influential fashion designer. You grew up in Cincinnati, now you're in Los Angeles. You started off as being a mechanical engineer, getting a degree, but you had a passion for fashion at the age of 18. You began your quest, and right now you've got a pretty good line out there too. And before we get into all of that, besides you being a self-taught designer, tell us how you got started.
Well, as you said, I went for my mechanical engineering degree while I was in college, and about halfway through, I decided that it wasn't for me, and I wanted to start my own line. I saw my first runway show on YouTube. I was like, that's exactly what I want to do with my life, and, just kind of started off from there, and I am here now.
Wow, okay. And how old were you when you saw your first fashion runway show on YouTube? How long was that?
I was about 18, so about 6 years now.
Wow. Okay. That is amazing. And what do you think was the one moment that influenced you into being a fashion designer? It's like, besides YouTube, what's like the one precise moment?
The first time I ever saw my first runway, I would say, because, it just influenced me, the ways of art. It's wearable art that you can express yourself and you can be confident in. I definitely lacked that back then, and it definitely influenced who I am today and has changed everything about my whole life.
That is amazing, too. And who are some of your favorite fashion designers growing up?
Alexander McQueen, Alexander Vautier, Christopher Kane. They're mostly the ones who come up with these edgy, modern designs, and that's emphatically who I am right now.
That is amazing as well, too. And, of course, you got your first collection, which came out in spring or summer 2017. And you can just tell us about what you've done and what have you also developed from that point on.
Yeah, so that was my first show. It was in Columbus, and it was, not a real fashion week. But from there, I received a letter from New York Fashion Week wanting me to showcase. And, that's huge, wow. New York Fashion Week. And it was so successful that I received hundreds of emails and calls from other fashion weeks around the globe. And from there, I did New York Fashion Week, Los Angeles Fashion Week, and most recently, back in October, I had my first international show in Dubai.
Wow, that is something. And how do people react to the show in Columbus?
I received rounding applause, and like 100 people after the show came up to me and they're like, "Oh, where can we find your stuff? It's so cool," that kind of thing. And, just keep developing and developing from there.
That was amazing. And where can people find your stuff?
So I'm available online at jonathanmarcstein.com, and I just opened up my first international store in Dubai. It's at City Walk, which is a huge, influential, up-and-coming, modern kind of department store. And also I have a celebrity showroom here in Los Angeles.
That is amazing, too. We'll talk about some of your originations and also some talents and some other things as well, too. And who wore your fashions? First, to listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with 24-year-old influential fashion designer Jonathan Marc Stein. Born in Cincinnati, now living in Los Angeles. He had a mechanical engineering degree. Passion for fashion, which began at the age of 18. And, of course, you just have like a natural artistic talent combined with your family's history of seamstresses, tailors, and luxury department store designers. And maybe just tell about some of your family history in that field and, how that shaped you into becoming what you are today.
Well, actually, I taught myself everything I know, and it wasn't until a year or two into me doing this that I found out that my great-grandmother, she was one of the head designers for Bergdorf's, which, is a huge department store around the world, and it in New York. And I found out that she did all this amazing work, and I even have some work that she made, and it's definitely influenced me into who I am.
Wow, that is something as well, too. And, of course, you have, the seamstresses, tailors, and everything else. And we talk about your first collection being designed as well, too. And you had the MJS, JMS collaboration, New York Fashion Week, Los Angeles, Columbus, San Diego, and various charity fashion events. And you can just tell about some of those. And what are some of the fashion events that's been featured as well, too, and tell a little bit about it.
So I did that show in Columbus. I did a few small charity shows in Dayton, Ohio, and Columbus. And then I got into my big shows, New York Fashion Week, Los Angeles. And then I did my MJS collaboration, which one of my good friends, Matt Sarafa, who was on Project Runway and Bravo's Real Housewives. And then recently I did my biggest show I've ever done in Dubai.
That is amazing, too. And what plans do you have for 2020 in terms of fashion shows and also new line of clothing?
So right now I'm in the works of my Autumn-Winter 2020 collection, which will be featured in Dubai in March.
Okay. And also, what are some of the other countries you're looking to pursue as well, too? And where are some of the countries getting, according to feedback, that are in demand of your line of clothing?
Yeah, so I've been offered multiple times from Paris Fashion Week, London, Milan. It's just figuring out logistics and like the perfect time because, working on a new collection for Dubai as well as dressing all these celebrities, it's hard to find time. So we're trying to schedule it out shortly.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, it's worn by notables like En Vogue, Laura Marano, Gretchen Rossi, Mackenzie Ziegler, Holly Robinson Peete, and also Jalen Barron, to name a few. And you can just tell some about those people. And what's it like working with those celebrities?
Yeah, so when I started out, I wasn't dressing many celebrities. And then I finally got my big break when I dressed Laura Marano for an Emmy after party, I believe last year. And from there, I got on Cosmo's Best Dress list, which was huge. It kind of blew my mind. And, I keep working and finding out these talented influencers and celebrities. And so far, I've amassed, I think, almost 100 celebrity clients now.
Wow, that is amazing. And of course, I just have to ask this as well, too. It's just like, when you start taking on a fashion design at the age of 18, and I guess the question is, it's like, what are some of the things that you wore back then? Was it like ahead of the times, or was it just like, a normal for you?
Back then I really wasn't into fashion at all. So, I just wore what everybody else wore. And, like a few years into it, I started developing my own flavor, my own taste, my own trends. And now I'm very ahead of the times, I would say.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say considers like the ins and outs as well? It's like, what's really in and what's considered really out.
That's all depending on personal style and taste. But, because I'm a designer, it's not about like following trends. It's about making your own. So I would say metallics is definitely in right now. That's what I'm focusing on, that shiny aspect of very old Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing, too. And we'll talk about some of your moments as well, too. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device and subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. And you can also follow Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with influential designer Jonathan Marc Stein, based in Los Angeles, California, growing up in Cincinnati. And of course, he had a mechanical engineering degree and began all just by watching a YouTube video, at the age of 18. And of course, you're going through, YouTubes and everything that one, it just did it like jump out in front of you that you decided to watch, or just like, oh, let's see, what's happening with fashion and everything. So it's like, tell me about the time you had just, encountered the YouTube video and, just what led up to it, like before that.
Yeah, so I think I was on my computer watching, some funny videos or something, and all of a sudden in the side panel pops up this video of a runway show, and I wasn't all that interested in fashion back then, and I just decided to click on it and watch it, and, it just sprung that idea in my head, like, that's what I want to do with my life, and, it was just that.
And of course, being self-taught too, that it's also amazing. I've seen a lot of people lately that just self-teach or be self-taught in their craft as well too. And do you think having like a mechanical engineering degree had to do with like the precise design of fashion and everything?
That's why I went into mechanical versus all the other types of engineering, because it is the design side. It's creating the visually aesthetic part of it. And originally I do paint, I do draw, and that's how I got my start. I wanted to be like an engineer or an architect, and having that degree definitely helped me now, because it's all about structure and holding up and holding its shape, and I probably couldn't do this without my degree.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's amazing as well, too, and how you combine all this together and inspire a lot of people. And what would you say is like the most challenging projects that you have ever had, and what's like the most exciting you've ever done?
Working with celebrities can either be extremely positive or extremely negative. So, behind the scenes, it's all crazy. So I recently worked with a notable celebrity. I was creating 2 custom looks for her, and the deadline was 24 hours. That was definitely the hardest thing I've ever done.
Oh, my.
I sewed for like 24 hours straight. And, it turned out beautiful and they loved it. But, behind the scenes, it's very crazy and it's hard. But you just have to put on like that brave face that everything's okay. You'll get it done with a smile on your face.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think the best celebrities you've ever worked with?
So I just recently worked with Sarah Wayne Callies, extremely down to earth. She's from the Prison Break and The Walking Dead, and she has a new show coming out. So I dressed her for her TCA panel. And, it's great finding these people who influence you in your whole life, and they're so down to earth. They're real people, and people just assume like they're special and they're above them. But it's great to see that they're very friendly.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it sounds like a lot, too. And, of course, what are some of your favorite shows you currently watch as well, too, especially when it comes to, influencing design, too?
Yeah, so right now my favorite show is Dynasty. It's got Liz Gillies from Victorious. Mm-hmm. And it's about like this incredibly wealthy family, lots of drama. And I get a lot of my my inspiration from TV shows and, movies. And just like the costume design in the show is out of there. And it definitely, helped me create my own sense of style and definitely help improve what I'm working on.
That was amazing, too. You talked about Dynasty and being on Prison Break. And what are some other favorite TV shows and movies that you watched as well?
I love The Magicians. It's, a sci-fi TV show. I'm very into sci-fi. And it's the same thing, it's about these confident teenagers, but they're also incredibly high fashion. And like watching these shows helps me gain inspiration not only for my collections, but when I'm working with these people, because you get to see a different side of them.
That is amazing, too. And, of course, who do you consider your biggest influence in your career?
Definitely, some of the greats like Alexander McQueen and Alexander Bautier. They're probably the biggest inspiration I get because they, started out at a very young age like I am and made it incredibly high. And, I can only hope to get there one day.
And, of course, if you were to pick an era to go back in, like, say, if you go in a time machine, like, say, go back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s in terms of fashion, what era would you go back into in terms of fashion? Or you could also say, what's your favorite era when it comes to fashion or what decade?
Actually, I would have to say this decade is probably my favorite in terms of fashion. But if I had to go back, it'd probably be like the 80s or the 20s because that's when they actually took risks and everything was, that's when haute couture came out, like very artsy, over-the-top pieces, and that's what I like to do.
Wow, that is something. I can bet you go in a time machine right now and recreate that. I can imagine you doing something like that. So that's amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
You can get anywhere you want in life, but, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of planning. But, if you have the heart and willpower to do that, you can do whatever you want in your life.
That is fantastic. And Jonathan, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to you having it again soon. And one more thing, tell us about your upcoming projects for 2020 and what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people purchase your items?
Yeah, so I'm working on some really cool projects right now, and I'm in the works with some pretty big celebrities, so I'm excited for that to come out. And my next show for my Autumn Winter 20 collection is in Dubai in March, so I'm really excited for that. And you can find me on social media at Jonathan Marc Stein, and my website's jonathanmarcstein.com.
Fantastic. Jonathan, just want to say a big thank you for your time. Jonathan Marc Stein, 24-year-old influential fashion designer, now living in Los Angeles. A big thank you for your time. Looking forward to having you again soon. And do us a favor, keep us up to date and keep us up to date in terms of the latest. I want to go get some.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.